What you are looking at should not be possible. A Boeing 747, one of the largest commercial aircraft ever built, carrying on its back a space shuttle. This is not science fiction. This is not CGI. This is not a movie. This actually happened. The aircraft you see below is the Boeing 747 shuttle carrier aircraft, modified specifically and exclusively to carry one thing: a space shuttle. Here is the problem NASA faced. The space shuttle could land almost anywhere in an emergency: California, New Mexico, Spain, wherever the mission required. But after landing, it could not fly itself back to Kennedy Space Center in Florida. It had no engines powerful enough for horizontal flight. It was, in simple terms, a very expensive glider. So NASA did what only NASA can do. They took a Boeing 747, stripped the interior completely, reinforced the entire fuselage structure, added 3 massive attachment struts on top, and strapped a space shuttle to it. Problem solved. The shuttle you see riding on top is the Space Shuttle Discovery. Of all the shuttles ever built, Discovery flew the most. 39 missions into space, 365 days in orbit, 5,830 orbits around the Earth. Discovery launched the Hubble Space Telescope in 1990. Discovery returned American astronauts to space after the Challenger disaster. Discovery helped construct the International Space Station. No shuttle flew more missions. No shuttle carried more crew. No shuttle meant more to the history of human spaceflight. And at the end of its career, it needed one final ride. Not into orbit, not to the stars, but on the back of a Boeing 747. At 15,000 feet, at 250 knots. One last time. Flying this combination was nothing like flying a normal 747. The shuttle on top created enormous aerodynamic drag. It changed the handling completely. Pilots described it as flying with a giant brick strapped to the roof. Normal 747 cruises at 35,000 feet. This combination, maximum 15,000 feet. Normal 747 cruises at 500 knots. This combination, maximum 250 knots. Everything about this flight was slower, lower, more careful, more deliberate. But there was one advantage to flying low and slow. Everyone could see it. Every time this combination appeared in the sky above a city, everything stopped. People pulled their cars over on highways. They ran outside from offices. They climbed onto rooftops. They stood in parking lots staring at the sky. Because nothing, absolutely nothing, prepares you for the moment you see a space shuttle flying over your city. On April 17, 2012, Discovery made its final Ferry flight from Kennedy Space Center in Florida to Washington, D.C. The route was planned deliberately to fly low over the entire Capitol, over the Lincoln Memorial, over the Washington Monument, over the White House, over the Capitol building. Hundreds of thousands of people lined the streets of Washington, D.C. just to watch. Workers left their offices. Schools let children outside. Entire city blocks emptied onto the sidewalks, all of them looking up at a space shuttle on the back of a Boeing 747, flying goodbye. Discovery was delivered to the Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum, where it remains today. Millions of people have walked beneath its wings, touched its heat shield tiles, looked up at its cargo bay doors, and remembered what humanity is capable of when it decides to reach for something impossible. What you are watching in this video is a cinematic recreation of that final ferry flight, the most iconic aviation image of the modern era. A space shuttle on the back of a Boeing 747 flying into the sunset one final time. Some machines leave a mark on human history so deep that even after they stop flying, we never stop looking up. Discovery was one of those machines, and this flight was its farewell.